Blessings, everyone. This is Master Voyager, and I got some information for you today to drop some clues and some tools and some jewels on you right now. Pardon the background. I'm doing my morning walk. It is about 6:21 Central Standard Time. All right. Now, I'm doing this video because I was watching someone else's content, and she was sharing her experience on the spiritual spouse. And she said something that I have a different perspective on. So this is not a rebuttal video to her or any of that, not at all, because I don't claim to be a master at this, and neither did she. She shared her experience, and I'm going to share my experience of the situation. But she said that your spiritual spouse, when they come to visit you, and most of the time, this is going to be through dreams. Your spiritual spouse, your spiritual wife or spiritual husband, when they come to visit you, she said that they don't have sexual intercourse with you. If I heard her correctly, this is what she was saying. She said penetrate, but she was talking about it from the masculine perspective, a woman having a spiritual husband. She said that they don't penetrate. And if they do, it's more of an infernal or malevolent kind of astral sexual experience. Now, I have a difference of opinion and a view, and I'm going to share it here on my channel. Let me put it to you this way. Your spiritual spouse will and can have sex with you anytime they want, and you're going to enjoy it. Now, I'm going to get to why you're going to enjoy it in a minute, because that's going to be very important as it pertains to you being able to tell the difference. Your spiritual spouse is the counterpart to who you are. So if you are a woman, you have a spiritual husband. If you are a man, you have a spiritual wife. And when I say spiritual, right, I'm talking about a being that is not flesh and blood. So your spiritual spouse can be a being that originates from off this planet. But that's a whole nother level of conversation. But anyway, let's keep it down to earth. Your spiritual spouse is your better half. It is your counterpart. It is you, in a sense. Right? And it is assigned to you to be one of your foremost spiritual guides in your incarnation and in all of your incarnations on this earth until you return fully to that dimension where y'all are from. But let's bring it down to earth. Like I said, that's your spouse. So they will fuck you anytime they want. You their husband, you their wife. And you enjoy it. You do. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. And it's nothing to be scared of. That's your spouse. They're going to fuck you when they want to, period. You understand? So when your spouse comes to visit you in a dream, it's going to be a sexual encounter, or y'all will be, playing around, lovey-dovey, flirting, and that type of stuff, going out on dates. That's typically the dreams that they'll give you when they're coming for an intimate experience. So it doesn't always have to be sex. So I want to make that clear. But when they do, and if they want to, they're coming for sex. It's period. Point blank. Okay, now, getting to the enjoyment part. This is Because you might be asking, okay, well, how do I tell the difference between my genuine spiritual spouse and a demonic attack or a witchcraft attack or someone astral projecting into my space to rape me and whatever? When your spiritual spouse comes for their sexual encounter with you, you will enjoy it. It will feel good, and you will be fully, a part of the experience. Now, they may appear with a face that is unfamiliar to you in the real world, waking world, but in the dream, you know them. You understand? So let me say that one more time. And this really goes for any of your spiritual guides and spiritual family members as well. They will come to you in the dream, sometimes appearing as people that you do not know in the waking life, but in the dream experience, you know them, or there is this very strong familiarity there. Or, going back to your spiritual spouse, they can take the face of your ex. They can take the face of your current partner or someone in your waking life that you do know, right? It just depends on how your subconscious and them is working together. But again, the feeling will be mutual. You will be enjoying the sexual encounter. That's the biggest sign that this is your spiritual spouse. Now, if in the dream, this person is very unfamiliar, you feel very uncomfortable with them, or they are taking you. Okay, put it together. I ain't gonna say it on YouTube. They are just taking you, forcing you, and you're not enjoying it. And you're terrified and scared. That's key. That is a wicked spirit, or it's a curse being put on you. It's a malevolent experience. Now, the spirit is nudging me to share this right now in this moment. If your discernment is weak, it is possible that you can be having a sexual encounter in your dream, enjoying it, but not realizing that it's a malevolent force. So I do want to say that. I want to make that clear. But as you become more and more attuned with your spiritual spouse and your better half, you'll know when they come around, whatever face they choose to have. You'll know, and the results after the encounter will be positive. You won't see your life going down. You won't be seeing things being taken away from you. Those are clues you want to pay attention to. So I just wanted to share my side of the coin. That, if your spiritual husband comes, he's going to penetrate you. He's going to enjoy you, and you're going to enjoy it too. Okay? Vice versa. For the men, you're going to feel yourself penetrating your spiritual spouse, coming and everything, having your full-on orgasm. Now, what I want to say to you is this. After you wake up, the first thing you do after that sexual encounter, even if it's not sexual, right? But you meet the person and you know that's your spiritual spouse. After you wake up, the first thing you go ahead and do is start to venerate them. If you have any offerings, go ahead and put that on their altar. If not, just pour them out some libations, light incense, light a candle, and start doing affirmations to them right away while they're still in your frequency. Because what that'll do when you're in your frequency and you just had the intimate encounter, they liable to give you any fucking thing. So that's why I'm telling you, right after you get up, start venerating them, start praying, start doing affirmations, start doing declarations to them, and have them do your desires, because they're very close to your field at that time. So that's the best time to do those things, okay? So to reiterate, if your spiritual spouse is coming for sex, you can't stop it. They're going to come and they're going to do what they want to do with you, and you're going to enjoy it. That's your spouse. It's just like in the real world. When your wife wants something, she's going to get it. She's going to take it. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to have a good time. Vice versa. When your husband wants something, he's going to break your back. and you're going to enjoy it. But again, once it's a painful experience, it's terrifying, it's scary during the encounter in the dream, that's a good indication that that's not who that is. You need to do some spiritual cleansing, divination to find out what is this. Because some of you have spiritual spouses that are tied to your bloodline or the ancestral village, and because you're so far removed, you don't know nothing about it, and your ancestors made a covenant with the spirit to protect the girls and the boys that are born automatically. So automatically you have attached to you this ancestral deity, not a demon, but a deity that was designed to protect you. You know, perhaps some of the girls were getting raped and kidnapped or whatever, so they instituted deities to protect these girls and boys from harm. But the issue comes in where you have to then, when you're ready to marry, go appease the spirit or the deity. So what happens when you don't do that? As part of that deity being your spiritual spouse, they start having sex with you. And you start experiencing all those symptoms of things going down after every encounter with them. So in that case, again, you go have to do the divination to find out and confirm what I'm sharing with you now. And then you go appease that spirit, give them what it is that they want, if you can give it, and find a priest or priestess that can do it for you. Or if you are a do-it-yourselfer like myself, let the spirit know, I acknowledge you. I'm aware of you now. This is what I have available. Take it from my hand. You know, and if you come with respect, love, humility, it will take it from you, and then the dreams will stop. So these are things that you have to look out for and pay attention to as it pertains to your spiritual spouse. Now, I will say this, and this is my personal experience. When my spiritual wife comes to me, we don't have sex, right? And it's so interesting because I want to do it, but for some reason it's like it's a bit of a restriction. So we'll cuddle, or be in a bed together, or we'll be out and about on the road. We'll be hugging and stuff like that. So it's somewhat true that they don't come for sex like all the time. Those are typically energies that you'll get from your spiritual spouse when they are unappeased. Okay, so you see, that's important. So that's why they do that, to get your attention. If you're not paying them no mind, or if you're not giving them no appeasements and so, then they will start giving you those intense experiences to wake you up, to push you towards asking questions. But once you're in alignment and you acknowledge them on a regular basis, they know that they're there, you call upon them and so forth, most times you're not going to be having them type of dreams, sexual dreams with them, right? It'll be more of a spiritual guide, provider type of relationship where they provide you blessings, protection, and those type of things. Don't get it twisted. They're still possessive over you because you are a prized possession, right? And that's your covenant with them. They're still possessive, they're still protective. And so you may run into an encounter where you want to be in a relationship and your spouse ain't really down with that. So you may have to reason with them and put them on notice when it comes to doing any major life decisions. And choosing a partner is very major, okay? So you can't be out here willy-nilly having sex with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every Sharon, Karen, and Jane. You can't be doing that because you're married spiritually. You're married to to a being that's outside of this earth dimension is disrespectful. But because you're ignorant and don't know, you're fucking up lives, including your own. And then you got your spiritual spouse whipping your ass too, because you're not giving them their proper respect. So you got to take these things into consideration. You have a counterpart that is in your corner, watching you at every moment, because that's their duty. So when you want to do certain things, you need to consult them. It's not a matter of them controlling you, not at all, because you have just as much say as they do. I see some people who put the spiritual spouse up so high, like they have no will of their own. That's imbalanced too. And you think spirits are gonna be honest and tell you that, hey, you give me too much power? No. But you gotta have the wisdom to know, hey, I may be in flesh and blood, but hey, I'm a god too. I'm a goddess too. I have just as much power and say and reason in this situation. So that's why when you come into your spiritual spouse, that's not no, you ain't asking and begging. No, y'all are reasoning and coming to a middle ground. And trust me, once you do that with your spiritual spouse, they will allow you to marry and so forth. Once they're involved, they just want their proper respect and attention. And then you can ask them to help you choose the right person. Because remember, you're a queen if you're a female. You're a king if you're a male. So therefore, you must marry someone of your caliber. And so your spiritual spouse can help you very powerfully in that regard and help you choose the right person. And they will also block potential dangers, whether you see it or not. They will just end the relationship out of nowhere. Or someone will just ghost the shit out of you. You'll be wondering, what happened? You got protected, baby. That's what happened. So they'll help you choose the right partner. They must be invited, given that respect. Must be reasoned with asked. Ask permission. Like I said, the asking permission is not you being lower than them. It's a respect factor. That's what I'm trying to teach. And then what they will do is choose the right person for you. And not only that, once this person that comes into your life, now this, I didn't even plan on teaching this long, but it's like the information is flowing like water, so I gotta give it like a water child. I gotta flow with it. Let me just stop right here while I'm walking. Let me just stop walking. Once this person comes into your life now, this partner that you're seeking to attract, what you need to do is then be totally honest with this person about your lifestyle and your spiritual life. You know what I'm saying? Let them know who you are, what you're about, and how you appease these forces in your life. Tell them straight up from the gate. Put it on the table. Why? So that there'll be no confusion. So that they can then make a decision whether they are okay with that, if it makes them comfortable, uncomfortable. So you can be very, very clear. Once this person confirms that, okay, yeah, I understand, totally understand, I'm down, I get exactly what you're saying, then you know that is definitely a good choice for you. So then the next thing you begin to do now is, now before I say that, some folks may be listening to me and say, he's wrong, he's wrong, he's wrong. The reason why they're saying that is because they have high regard and respect for their spiritualist or the person that does their spiritual work for them. And I understand where you're coming from, but that may work for you, right? I totally understand that may work for you, but I'm not coming at it from a traditionalist perspective. That's not where I'm coming at it from. Morning. It's something totally different I'm talking about. I'm speaking to the do-it-yourselfers. I'm speaking to the, gods and goddesses here that are on a whole nother level of dimension who know they can step into their power and do their connections themselves. That is who I'm talking to. So I want to make that clear, okay? No disrespect, but this is what we believe on this side. That we don't have to become reliant and worship our spiritualists. No, we can do our own spiritual work. Now, what you want to do next is when you find this person and they've confirmed that I'm okay with your spiritual lifestyle, I don't have a problem with it, not at all, I respect it. What you then go do now is you bring them to your spiritual spouse. Okay, so whatever element you're from, you bring them to that location where your spiritual spouse is. In my case, I'm from the waters. So I'll be bringing my significant others to the waters, wherever that local body of water is, and we will do our appeasements. She will do her appeasement to my spiritual spouse, giving her respect, giving her regards, just giving her that acknowledgement. And so see, what this will do is this will allow your spiritual spouse to then channel their spirit through this significant other and be giving you that love like you've never been loved before. Do you hear what I'm saying? And also, they will be blessing their socks off because they're connected to you. You see, it's about respect and honor. But see, once you don't do that and you just willy-nilly go find somebody without consulting your spiritual spouse, knowing that your ass got one, they either block the relationship. In some cases, it can become so bad and possessive that they might delete that person. Yes, it happens. And they'll just give you hell because you're being disrespectful. If you know, this is what I'm saying. And in some cases, you don't know, and they still kind of coming at you with their energy. That's why you got to become spiritual and understand what we're teaching you here. Right? So they might even let you marry the person, but you ain't going to have no kids. Or the relationship will just not last. And you'll keep going through this cycle over and over and over and over again until you acknowledge that you have a spiritual spouse. It's not a curse. It's a blessing. In fact, I personally believe that everyone has a spiritual spouse because, again, it is your counterpart. So it's like saying that you came here, one half of a person. Nah, you came here as a whole and divided because you came here for a mission. So everyone has their counterpart. Point blank. It's up to you now to go tune in and pay attention to the signs that have been already showing themselves to you, and then come in alignment with your other half, your spiritual spouse. All right? So, this has been great. And if you haven't hit that damn like, hit that like right now. Please comment, share your thoughts on the bottom, Share this video everywhere with somebody who might appreciate this content. Most definitely subscribe to my channel. And I do powerful divination and prophecy readings. So make sure you look at my description and we'll get that popping for you. I do all kind of readings, love readings, past life readings. I can do spiritual spouse readings. There's no limits really as far as I know within myself as far as different readings that I can do for you. Once you have a question, there is always an answer from spirit. All right, so make sure you go and hit up my services. Very, very affordable. Support this channel. And of course, once you are supporting my channel, you're also supporting my spirits. And if you're blessing my life, just know that you cannot get away from me without getting a blessing from my spirits. Just know that. All right? May my higher self bless you today.